Hello student, welcome back to Arunava bio class. So last day in our class 12 part we discussed a very interesting chapter, that is the sexual reproduction of the flowering plants. And last day we discussed about the male reproductive part, that means the androecium part. And today we discuss the female part, that means gynoecium, right? So gynoecium, this is the female reproductive part, but in here the female gamete are produced, that is the egg cell. How the egg cell is produced into the plant system, that is we discuss. Also we discuss that is the megasporogenesis process and the structure of the ovule. So this part is very important also in your NEET NEET part. So now go to our this part, that is the sexual reproduction in the flowering plants. So when we are discuss this chapter, at first we discuss fertilization is the most important events of the sexual reproduction. Fertilization means that is a fusion of two gametes, male gametes and female gametes. That is very easy. But before the fertilization, it is called pre-fertilization. After the fertilization, it is called post-fertilization. But what is happening in the pre-fertilization? In the pre-fertilization, gametogenesis and gamete transfer are happening. Gamete are the two types, male gamete and female gamete. And male gamete, how they transfer into the female part, that is we also discussed by the pollination part. After the coming into the female, the fertilization happening. But after fertilization, what is happening? Fruits produce, seed produce. That is the post-fertilization events. So today we discuss the gametogenesis, female gametogenesis process. So also it is a part of pre-fertilization events. Okay. So at first last class we discussed about the structure of the flower. But you know the flower had the four holes, right? Calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. When that four holes are present, that time it is called the complete flower. And now today we discuss about the gynoecium. In the case of male, we discussed that androecium is the male part, but single unit is called the stamen. Similar part, similar like the gynoecium is the female part and single unit is called the pistil. Now, gynoecium is the female reproductive part, very good, where the egg cell are produced. It may consist of a single pistil. Only a single pistil is there. That time it is monocarpellary. Mono means single, carpels means the pistil, so single carpel. On the other hand, more than one pistil, that time it is called multicarpellary. In your NCERT book, three pictures is there, that is we discuss about that. In multicarpellary, very important topic, the pistil may be fused together. That means pure pistil, they are fused together. That means it is called syncarpus, or the pistil are free. That time it is called apocarpus. Apocarpus means free and syncarpus means fused together. Syncarpus, a trix, that means free, that means it have only one part. Single, first what? S. Single means one. Syncarpus, S means also single. That means they fuse together. In this picture is very important in your NCERT book's point of view. This is the female part. It have the three important part: stigma, style and ovary. The female part are attached with the flower from which part? It is the thalamus. It is the stigma, right? So stigma is a very important part where the pollen grains are formed. And this is the carpels. You know, we already discussed that this A picture is the hibiscus pistil. You already see the real life. Same type of pistil is there in the China rose or the hibiscus. Multicarpellary, syncarpus. Already they know that syncarpus means single, right? So single pistil. or papaver. This picture. Number 3. Many carpels. So multicarpellary. That means Apocarpus gynosium, right? Of Michelia. Very important example. This 3 picture is very important for your NEET point of view. Show the gynosium, single unit pistil, it is free or it is fused. Already we discussed this thing, right? Show important terms like monocarpellary, multicarpellary, syncarpus or apocarpus. Now we discuss about the structure. Really gynosium. So each pistil, this one, have the 3 parts. Stigma. Stigma is the outer part. In here, what is the main function? Stigma help the landing platform for falling the pollen grains. So landing platform given for the pollen grains. Next up one, it is called style. What is the mean by style? When the pollen grains reach a platform, they germinate and produce the pollen tube. But pollen tube are formed in the style, showing like elongated, slender part beneath the stigma. But most important part, that is the ovary. Ovary is the main part. Why? Because inside the ovary, you observe that the ovule is there. After fertilization, ovary are converted into fruit and ovule is converted into, right, seed. So this is ultimately the structure of the gynosium or the female part, where the 3 zone by region is there: stigma, style and ovary. And inside the ovary, the ovule is present and each part is called the pistil. Now we discuss inside the ovary. What is there? We already know that inside the ovary, the ovule is there. What is it? The ovule. But where it is present? Ovule present in a cavity inside the ovary. Right? This cavity are called the ovarian cavity or the locule. But this cavity is special structural format, so it is called the placenta. So this total structure, it is called the ovarian cavity. In here, it is the placenta by which the ovule like attached together. So in which the placenta is located and ovule is there inside the ovary. But arising from the placenta are the ovules is there, like it is the ovules, this one. In the ovule, the embryo sac is there where the egg cell are produced. How the egg cell are produced, that is also discussed today. But arising from the placenta are ovules or megasporangia. Megasporangia means the mother cell from which the megaspore are formed. Megaspore means very important structure in where the egg cell are produced. So today we discuss also this part. The number of ovule in the ovary may be 1. So we already know that from that ovule the seed are produced. So you know the many plants have 1 seed, many plants have many seeds. So in that particular format we discuss that some have the 1 seed like plant like wheat, paddy, mango have only 1 ovule, so they have only 1 seed. But you like watermelon, papaya, they are orchids, they have the many seeds, so they have also the many ovules. That is the most important part. Not a single ovule is present, maybe it is many inside the ovary depending on plants. But this structure is very important. It is the picture from your NCERT book. Every point is very important. What is their importance? Also we discuss one by one. So this structure is called the ovule. Another name of the ovule is megasporangium. But this ovule is a small structure. It is attached with the placenta. by a structure. This structural part is called the funicle. This one is the funicle, by which the ovule are attached with placenta. This one is the funicle, this one. Next, another important part, the junction where ultimately the body of the ovule and funicle the fuse together just below in that part. That means it is a junction, the body of the ovule and the funicle joined together. That means this point. It is called hilum. First placenta, next funicle, next hilum. So that is very important. Each ovule has one or two protective membrane or envelope, that is called the integuments. These have the two integuments, outer integuments and inner integuments. That means generally two integuments is there. What is the function? They ultimately protect and ultimately give some nourishment to embryo sac. But one position is there, right, in where the integument are absent in that particular region. It is called the micropylar end. But why in here the micropylar end the integument are absent? Because from that particular site the pollen tube are enter. If it is covered with the integument, so pollen tube cannot enter into the embryo sac. So that is the very important junction point, very important part, micropylar end, where integument are absent. So opposite of the micropylar end, that means it is the micropylar end. Opposite, that means this side. It is called the chalazial pole. It is called the chalazial pole or the basal part. Basal part, base, in where that part opposite to the micropylar end. In this picture, it is the micropylar end. So this point are the basal point, so chalazial end. It is the structure of the ovule. We discuss every point. And inside the integuments, two important also two parts there. Another is the nucleus, another is the embryo sac. Just you zoom this picture, just observe that enclosed with the integument there is a mass of cellular structure, that is called the nucleus, and it is ultimately for reservoir of the food. This all part is covered by nucleus. What is nucleus? Located in the nucleus, this part is very important. This is called the embryo sac. Why it is important? Because this is the main site where the egg cell are present, where the egg cell also be produced. So most important site. A ovule generally has a single embryo sac formed from the megaspore through meiosis. Now we discuss how these embryo sac are formation are happening. So this is the structure of the ovule. We discuss the structure from the hilum, funicle, micropylar, outer integument, inner integument, nucleus and embryo sac. Now we discuss how the egg cell or embryo sac are formed by the process of megasporiogenesis. So this is the number step. Step 1. In the step 1, it is ultimately the formation of megaspore. It is the formation of megaspore from megaspore mother cell. So it is called the megasporogenesis. So it is the easy process. From the megaspore mother cell, the megaspore are formed. Clear? This is the megasporogenesis process. But how? What is happening here by this process? First of all, ovule ultimately generally differentiated into the single MMC. You know it is ultimately one single MMC. MMC means megaspore mother cell. You know where it is present? It is present in the site of micropylar region inside the nucleus. Now what is happened? It is a large cell contain the dense cytoplasm and prominent nucleus. You can see it, right? It is the megaspore mother cell. Now the cell division are start. What is happened now? Next point. MMC undergo the meiosis process and they are produced the 4 megaspore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 4 megaspore is produced. At first 2 cells, that time it is called megaspore dyad. But you know the meiosis process, the 4 cells are produced. So finally these 4 cells are produced. This is the megaspore tetrad. Right? Clear up to this point? Now we go to the next point. Now the next, what is happening? We get the 4 cells, but these 4 cells, all the cells contain the haploid chromosome number. That means the n number of the chromosome. After that, in majority of flowering plants, you observe that megaspore is a functional only 1 and other 3 is degenerate, right? 4 cells are produced, 3 is degenerate, 1 is just now present. But what is the importance? We start from this process the one cell, another we get also be 1 cell. So what is the importance of this process? You tell. Right, because megaspore mother cell contain diploid number of chromosome, but functional megaspore which is contain haploid number of chromosome. That is the difference. For that reason the meiosis process are happening. 3 cells degenerate but 1 cell are staying here. The functional megaspore now develop into the female gametophyte. But how? Now we discuss this process. So embryo sac ultimately formation from a single ultimately megaspore. So it is called monosporic development. Monosporic. Mono means single. That means embryo sac produced from the single megaspore. So it is called monosporic development. Very important question in your NEET point of view. Clearly understand it? Now we discuss about the another process. So 4 cells, 3 degenerate, 1 now stay. But now what is happening inside these cells? In 1 cells. This is the NCERT picture. The nucleus of the functional megaspore, nucleus. That means at first this is the megaspore mother cell. That is the haploid number containing nucleus. At first karyokinesis are happening. So at first the 2 nucleus happening. After cell division are happening mitosis cell division, where the chromosome number do not reduce. Same is there. So karyokinesis from 2, next 4, next cell division. In the karyokinesis process we get the 8 nucleus. So the nucleus functional megaspore divide mitotically from the 2 nuclei. They move to the opposite form from the 2 nucleus state. After that they again divide and produce the 4 nucleate, and finally they produce the 8 nucleate stage of the embryo sac. This division is a free nuclear division. That means not cytoplasm division are happening. Also the cell wall formation is not happening in here. Only the nucleus formation. But after that, in here 8 nucleus is there, and in the 8 nucleus are separated to the both ends. So after 8 nucleates, the cell wall is laid down, ultimately leading to organization of the female gametophyte. 3 is go to the microbial region, 3 nucleus go to the chalizial end. So 3 and 3, 6. So 6 of the 8 nuclei surrounded by the cell wall. But 2 nuclei are free in the middle. So it is called central nucleus. Clear? So this is the structure of embryo sac, but in the micropilar end, the 3 cells are in there. This is called the egg apparatus. What is the mean? So this is a embryo sac, and embryo sac, how many cells is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. But how many nucleus is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this structure is called 8 nucleated 7 cell structure. Very important question. Clear, I understand? Please you just concentrate on that. 3 cell are grouped in the micropylar end. This is the micropylar end. This is called the egg apparatus. It is consists of 2 synergids. Another one is the egg cell, and in here a finger-like projection is there. It is called the filiform apparatus. So filiform apparatus, where it is present? In the micropylar end. So opposite end of the micropylar end. So it is called the chalazial end. In the chalazial end, 3 cells is there. They are covered by the cell wall. It is called the antipodal cells. So large central cells have the 2 nucleus, but this is the haploid chromosome number containing the nucleus. So it is called the polar nucleus. So this is the process by which the egg cell are produced. This is the process. This is the overall process. At first the 4 cells, 3 regenerated, 1 is there. Then the nucleus division is happening. Right? 8 nucleus is there, 3 go to micropylar end, opposite 3 go to the chalazial end, 2 is the present in the central region. This is the formation of the egg cells. Clear? So this is our class for the gynosium. If any doubt, any questions, please you freely tell in the comment box which one have some problem, have not. If any doubts, please you tell me. I clear it in your next class, right? So, if any doubts, please you tell me. Otherwise, if you are understand clearly, so please you ultimately also comment this thing, and please you like this video, right? So we are motivated about that and are doing our best in the next class also. Right? So if you do not subscribe this channel, please you do it, and please you tell another your friends so they also get our effect, our effort, because our aim to create the best doctor. Right? Okay. Thank you very much.